final act of love. Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you've chosen to join me for what I know is a deeply personal and often difficult conversation. From the moment we first hold our children, our life's mission shifts. We spend decades protecting them, providing for them, and doing everything in our power to set them up for a happy and successful life. We want to give them roots, and we want to give them wings. But there's a final chapter in our parenting journey, one that takes place long after they've left the nest, that we rarely talk about. It's a chapter where we ensure that our own aging journey continues to be a source of love and wisdom, rather than one of stress and unintended burden. Today, we are going to talk, with great care and honesty, about the unspoken financial burdens that can fall upon our adult children if we haven't planned for our later years. My purpose here is not to create a moment of worry, but to create a lifetime of peace of mind for both you and the people you love most. This conversation is the ultimate act of love. Point 1. The crisis call sudden health care costs. The most common and jarring way this burden appears is through a phone call in the middle of the night. A fall, a stroke, a sudden diagnosis. In a moment, everything changes. Consider David, a fiercely independent 79-year-old widower. He had always told his daughter, Susan, "Don't you worry about me. I've got all handled." Susan, a single mother in her late 40s, was busy juggling her career and raising her own 2 teenagers. Then the call came. David had a major stroke. He survived, but he would need round-the-clock care, something his basic health coverage would not even begin to pay for. Suddenly, Susan was thrown into a world of overwhelming choices and staggering costs. Long-term care facilities, in-home nursing, medical equipment. She found herself draining her own savings, the money she had set aside for her children's education, just to cover the first few months. She was exhausted, terrified, and trying to navigate a complex and costly system while her own life was put on hold. David, in his moment of clarity, was filled with a profound sense of guilt, seeing the immense strain his lack of a long-term care plan was putting on the daughter he adored. Point 2. The slow drain, the burden of 1,000 small cuts. Sometimes, the burden isn't a single catastrophic event, but a slow, creeping drain on your child's resources. This happens when our retirement savings don't last as long as we do, and the cost of living continues to rise. It starts small. An adult child might say, "Mom, don't worry about the phone bill this month. I've got it." Then it becomes help with the groceries. Then perhaps a contribution toward the rent or property taxes. Each gesture is given out of love, but it adds up. This creates a silent pressure on your child's budget. They might be putting off their own home repairs, foregoing family holidays, or, most critically, failing to save for their own retirement because they are supporting 2 households. It's a burden of 1,000 small cuts that can leave them financially vulnerable in their own later years, potentially repeating the cycle. They will likely never complain, but continuous financial pressure can create a quiet strain on their life, and even their marriage. Point 3. The time is money burden, a career on hold. We often think of the burden as purely financial, but one of the most significant costs is time. And in our children's professional lives, time is money. Let's think about Mark, a 55-year-old manager on a promising career track. His mother, Eleanor, is in her 80s and has a host of chronic, but not critical, health issues. This means an endless stream of doctor's appointments, physical therapy sessions, and trips to the pharmacy. Mark is the one who has to manage it all. He finds himself constantly leaving work early, coming in late, or taking long lunch breaks. He's using his holiday time for hospital visits instead of for rest. His boss, while sympathetic, is starting to notice missed deadlines. Mark had to turn down a promotion because it required travel he could no longer manage. He is watching his own career stagnate and his earning potential diminish, all while trying to be a good son. This unspoken sacrifice directly impacts his ability to provide for his own family and secure his future. Point 4. The inheritance mirage, when assets become liabilities. Many of us take comfort in the idea of leaving the family home to our children. We see it as our final, significant gift to them. But without proper planning, that gift can become a complex and costly problem. They may inherit a home, but they also inherit the property taxes, the insurance, the costly deferred maintenance, and potentially a mortgage or a reverse mortgage that needs to be paid off immediately. If there are other debts, the home may need to be sold quickly just to settle the estate, often for less than its true value. Your children, while grieving, are suddenly faced with a second job, being an estate executor. They have to deal with lawyers, accountants, real estate agents, and potentially conflicting opinions from siblings during an already emotional time. The cherished family home can become a source of conflict and financial stress, the exact opposite of the legacy we intended to leave. Point 5. The greatest gift, a conversation and a plan. I have painted some difficult pictures, I know, but now I want to talk about the most important point of all, how we prevent these scenarios. The solution is not about having millions in the bank. It is about clarity, communication, and planning. This is the greatest gift you can give your children. Think of Margaret. At 70, she sat down with her 2 children, not at a time of crisis, but on a calm Sunday afternoon. She had a single folder. In it was a copy of her will, her healthcare directive and living will, and a clear list of her financial accounts, insurance policies, and passwords. She told them, "I want you to know my wishes. I want you to know where everything is. My goal is that if something happens to me, your only job is to grieve, not to become a detective or a financial manager." That afternoon, Margaret gave her children the gift of peace of mind. She removed the fear of the unknown. Her children left not feeling sad, but feeling deeply loved, respected, and profoundly grateful for her foresight. She had given them clarity, and in doing so, had protected their future from chaos and stress. Your legacy of love. This conversation about finances, about healthcare wishes, about end-of-life plans isn't easy. It requires courage. But it is one of the most loving and selfless conversations you can ever have. It's saying to your children, "I love you so much that I'm going to take care of these difficult details now, so that you don't have to bear them later." The peace of mind that comes from having a plan is immense. It allows you to live your later years with more confidence and less worry, and it preserves the parent-child relationship, ensuring it remains one of love and support, unburdened by financial and administrative stress. I invite you to reflect on this. What is one small step you could take this month to move towards the kind of clarity that Margaret created for her children? Perhaps it's simply gathering your documents into one place. Perhaps it's looking into a healthcare directive. Please share your thoughts or feelings in the comments below. This is a safe space to discuss a topic that affects us all. If this has been helpful, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing. And I ask you from the heart to share this with friends and family. It's a conversation every family deserves to have. Thank you for your courage in being here today. Let's plan with wisdom so we can live with grace and leave a legacy of love, not worry.